you're ready.
All right, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's November 10th. We could just come up to got him today because the weather was hot. We'd have to be in the cooler. And it's a 9-point we've been seeing up there. Got him on camera a couple times. Deer was moving pretty good. I'd seen deer from the time I could see. I seen deer. Then about 9 o'clock up on the hill, there was just deer running everywhere. And I'd seen a big spike before that, and he was up there running around. And I think this one was up there, but there was so many deer that I couldn't tell what was bucks, how many bucks, or what there was. But then one took one into the Ruby's thicket chasing the doe. I think it was this one. There could have been another one. I'm not sure. Then they all separated and everything. Then about 20 after 9 or so, 9:30, this deer come walking straight up the road towards me. Cut up over the hill, and I got my bow, got ready, and I had about a 25-yard shot at him coming up the hill. He stopped, but I had to lean around the tree like this, and just as I was getting ready to shoot, he turned straight away from me. So then he went up the hill a little bit further. No, I thought that was it. I thought he was gonna be gone. Then he cut again and come across my firing lane, about 30, 35 yards up on top of the hill. So I let one fly at him up there and made a decent hit on him. And I seen he was hit hard. He buckled real hard, and he took off running. And I thought I seen him fall up by that ladder stand by the fence up there, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I waited a little bit and walked up. Got my arrow, and there was a good blood trail. And I went over to him, and he was dead laying there. So there he is. I had to get him because a couple of days ago, I come home and Toby always asked me you get a deer yet, Pawpaw? And I said no, and he told me, well, you ain't very good.
Yeah, you had a reputation to keep up.
So I had to get one just to show Toby.
Looks like a monster now.
Yeah.
He's a nice buck, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think this is the buck that was up there to come down across, and that broadhead hit the thing.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm pretty sure he had the short point there. So, yeah.
I don't know if that was the one I seen behind the house.
Don't much matter.
He's got a good spread for a 6-point.
Ain't the 5-point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Bernie texted me when I said the first legal buck comes by me, I'm shooting. He said 5-point, and I says, no, I ain't shooting that 5-point.
He's almost a 5-point.
Almost. He tried to be.
And then I got this antler stuck in the rim to the side by side on the way out. I pulled it out and saw that broke off point, and I said, did I do that?
He thought he broke it off. But yeah, he sure didn't go for. Maybe from here to the front of the Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. I sent it to Kev.
Yeah, what'd he say?
He's like, oh man, congratulations, nice. He said, I got up at 4:30 to go and I fell back asleep. He says, I'm going to go this evening. I said, you can't get him sleeping, I said.
Well, I mean, he
was up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said before Taylor was down here.
No, I said you'd have one on the ground while I was still being bed.
I thought you said Taylor. Well, it doesn't much matter.
No matter.
It's about, I don't know, 7:15.
Yeah, I got up around 6, quarter after, something like that.
That caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. Wasn't seeing nothing, and sprayed that scent out and grunted a few times and sitting there and I hear brrrt, brrrt, brrrt. He just come in with his head down. I'm like, all
Must have
right.
gone
It don't
to
matter
work.
how little they are. When they act cool like that, it makes them easier to get
Yeah,
shot.
That's right.
That one I shot, the first one I shot with the compound bow, he was coming in straight on a line to the acorns I set up on, and he was chasing a little buck out, and that's what made me shoot him.
Oh, I'll be glad to get off my feet. Back's hurting.
Get in your chair.
Yeah, I'm going to go to church.
Are you?
I'm going to go to second service.
Here, let's get
I'll
a
never
story.
make first service, but I'll get to the second service.
I could send him in so he don't freeze, and then we'll get a story real quick. Unless you want to sit here while I do the story.
No, I'm getting cold now.
Okay.
All right, take it.
Okay. You good?
I'm good. Well, this is the Sunday of archery. You're allowed to hunt. First time I ever archery hunted on a Sunday. I've usually been done. I'm the last guy this year. It's been tough. I not really seen a whole lot of bucks, and just been one of those weird years. But heading into the last week of bow season, I told Dad and I told Bernie, I said, first legal buck I see, he's getting it. I'm not being picky in the last week. I said, if I'd shoot him the first day of rifle season, I'm going to shoot him now. So I was up in Dad's stand, not seeing nothing. I sprayed some tinks out the window of the stand, and I grunted a few times, set the grunt call down, grunted a couple, picked it back up. A couple minutes later, grunted a couple more times, set it down. Sitting there a couple minutes, and then I heard grunting, and I looked to my left, and here he come grunting with his nose down, come from like the telephone line. And I'm thinking, here comes another one of those little bucks I've been seeing. And when he got about to the gas line, I noticed that he was more than a spike, a big spike, or a dinky little 4-point or something. So I threw the binoculars and I saw these three up. So I hurried up and got ready. He cruised right in front of me, and I grunted to stop him. He stopped, and I shot him, hit him right there. And he went about 20 yards and fell over. That's about all there was to it.
All right, now pick the antlers up, Shane. He's got nice spread.
Hey, he's a year and a half old buck.
Yeah, but for a year and a half old, he's got good spread.
Yeah.
All right.
Take some pictures with the phones here.
Where's he going, Duke?
Huh.
Duke went out with him.
Okay, well, I'd already got my buck with the bow, and so we decided to go out and try to take a doe with the bow. And we went out one night and didn't have no luck. Everything was real spooky. And so we went out the next night, and the deer was really moving that night, but they were still a little on the spooky side. And we got up there, and we didn't have to wait very long till we seen a doe coming down off the hill, and we hurried up and got in and tried to get set up. And I think she seen us moving down there, because she stopped and watched us for a long time, and then finally she decided all was good, and she come down, and we didn't even have my bow strapped down in my holder, but that didn't matter much. And she come down, and we was trying to get a good shot on her, and this doe and fawn, they come down, and for some reason the doe spooked her a little bit, and she ran off to the side and turned and give me a halfway decent shot. So I thought, as spooky as they was, I better take it. And so I shot, and she took off, and we seen her going up the hill, and I seen her go behind a tree, but I didn't see her come out from behind it. So we waited about a half an hour, and Matthew, he got on the blood trail, see what kind of blood we had, and he got up there and he seen her laying all stretched out. he thought she was dead. She was up there behind that tree. I seen her. And he started to walk up on her. No, he's got his phone out. He's going to call me and tell me he found the deer. And she jumped up and took off on up over the hill. So we went down the house and they waited a couple hours, I guess, before they went looking for her. And they went up there and they found her right away. She hadn't went very far. And well, that's about it. It's the only doe I took with the bow this year. But I think if the weather's good or permitting, I'll go out with my pistol and try to get a doe too. So that's about it.
All right. Let me get you in the doe in it for the most part. Decent sized doe. Yeah, that's a big doe.
A big doe. That was our target doe, wasn't it, Matthew?
Yeah, target doe.
Your hit list.
Hitless doe.
It's on your hit list.
It was on my hit list.
Put a pretty big hole in that thing.
Get them on.
Yeah, he's dead.
You got to skin both of them, quarter them, have them sectioned. Slice the jerky. Slice the jerky. Separate the burger.
You ready to get to work, Bradley?
I had the truck there. Let's go.
He gone for me like, were you gone for me, buddy?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was cutting deep.
Cutting this deer out.
You know what them need?
What?
We'll get you gutted deer
Now I am good in that.
Saturday. You gotta gut all deer. You'll be alright, I'll get you a big knife. What do you? What? Oh, buddy. What? Huh? He's ready.
Which one is mine? Which one is Bradley's? That one yours that's on the table?
Yeah.
Okay, then this one's mine.
How do I want to start this? Cool. I got out the farm, what, about 3:20?
Next to the last day.
Next to the last day at 3:20, I was working the job on out the road from the farm. I said, I'm going to go hunting. And I went out and sat in the blind, got set up, and I hear someone small game hunting. Boom, boom, boom. I was texting Matt. They shot 3 times. I'm like, man, it's awful close. Should I go up and see if they're on the property or not? And then I'm sitting there, then I hear boom, 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 3 more shots. I'm like, after 6 shots, I better go up and check. And then they shoot 3 more shots, 9 shots. I said, like, they shot 9 shots already. And it sounds like it's really, really close. And I says, well, I'm going to get out of the blind. I'm going to go up around. I said, I'm not going to see no deer. Go up around, and all of a sudden I look to my left. I'm like, hold on a minute. I text Matt. I said, there's a buck. Hold on. And then I looked, and this 8-point just come out grazing in the clover field. To my left, I couldn't believe he was there. And there's 2 spots I can shoot out through the clover field. And there's a wide open spot, and there's a little smaller spot, maybe size, I don't know, 6-inch hole. And he was broadside in that, and when they come out in there, they always veer to the left. They go from 20 yards out to 50 yards, and it's too far to shoot. So I said, I'm going to take the shot. I take the shot, and then I see my arrow tail whip like this, and it's come up through it on an angle. And I was like, that's not good. But he never ran. He only walked another 30 yards, and I watched him for maybe a half hour. And he just stood there, and I knew he was hurt. Then I seen him hunch. I was like, I hit him in the liver. And then he hunched, then he bedded down there, and I was watching my little blind in the binoculars, and then he was licking his side on this side where the arrow come out. He was licking his side, and I just watched him, and he laid his head down, and he died right there. Then Matt come out, and we drove down. I was like, he's right here, and he wasn't right there. I'm like, I know he didn't get up, and this and that, and Matt was like, well, look to your right. About 20 more yards, he was laying over there dead. 20 more. I lost my depth perception in the field. He wasn't where I thought he was laying when I was in the field. He was over, but I mean, he didn't never left.
That was twice this year, though.
Yeah, even with Bradley's deer.
Yeah.
Same thing. I was like, oh, he's right here. We're looking. He's like over there. I think I need to get new glasses. Possible. The bifocals and trifocals ain't working so well.
Alrighty.
You like it today?